We'll get back on in just a second, and he'll take us to there. He'll take us there. So just stand by. Right at 11:30.
All right, JD, well, it is that time.
There you go.
That we've been looking for it and waiting for all morning long. Man, great. Can y'all put some ones in the chat for just the event so far this morning, all the speakers and the panelists? Can y'all give it up for them? Y'all come off mute and make some noise. Man, just a great, amazing information that's been shared.
Yes.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
It was fire.
Great info. Great info. Life changing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keisha throwing it out there. Kathy throwing it out there. Rod, Tim, man, you guys need to stop Jabari throwing it out there. And I guarantee you folks are catching it. I got it. I can tell you now. I'm going to get my bucket so I can carry some.
All right, guys. Hey, we're getting ready to start here. Now, I have the distinct honor and the privilege to introducing this awesome man. Man, I can't just say enough great things about Mr. Bean. I'm gonna read his bio, guys. Let everybody know we about to get started here. You know, the person that's up next, guys, getting ready to speak today is a family man. He's a military veteran. He's been a successful entrepreneur for over 30 years. He's earned millions in 3 different industries, and he's come out of retirement because this will be his 4th industry. Not only has he done extremely well for himself, but he's always done what's best for his people. That's the guy I'm talking about. Mr. Bean has a goal to help over 10,000 families generate $5,000 per month in residual income in the next 5 years, y'all, the next 5 years. And what I admire and respect most about, Mr. Bean is his wisdom, his experience and knowledge, but it's his sincerity, just has a heart of gold, just really a giver, a servant leader. Even on yesterday, man, just taking the time out of his busy schedule to kind of talk to us about this event. And I know it was like a national holiday in his home yesterday with his wife's birthday. Want to say happy birthday to his bride as well. But he took the time out of his schedule to talk about this event and what he wanted to share. And he took the time out of his schedule to be with us today. I know they're still celebrating. It's the weekend, birthday weekend. But Mr. Bean, we thank you and appreciate you so much. So without any further delay, I just want to bring to the stage this awesome man, this trailblazer. Man, thank you so much. We have the Vice President of Sales, Mr. Samuel Bean. Thank you, sir. The floor is yours.
What's going on, Rod? How you doing?
Good, sir. Wonderful, wonderful.
Fantastic. And John, I appreciate them kind words. I know you was better than a hype man, man. You had me over here crunk over here on my coffee. I'm like, I had coffee like it was spiked with vodka or something. It's all good over here. And Kathy, I got a chance to get in on your segment after my event was over with. Great segment. A lot of great information. And if you guys were on, hopefully you was taking some notes because she was dropping some jewels. And so definitely want to say I appreciate Jabari for reaching out to me and just extending an opportunity to have a moment with you guys. And that's always real big. When you have a person who's a leader and he says, hey, look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put myself in a position where, I have some other people who may add some value to it, like a JC Rangel, who's the president of the company, Sam Bean, who is vice president of the company. I want to make sure that they come in and do some things that says a lot about him. As far as ego-wise, guys, a lot of guys wouldn't do that. I've been in this industry for a long time and around people who are supposed to be leading people for a long time. And again, it's normally all about them. And so I appreciate you guys for sharing your platform. And so today, again, it's just for me, it's not really about the slides. It's really about the understanding. And at some point in time, I'm going to open it up for questions, when it comes to building. So for those of you who are builders and consider yourself builders, like John said, my part is not going to be about solo. It's just going to be about business. Okay. And one of the things that you want to talk about while you guys are getting your questions together, for the building side is your business identity. And when I talk about your business identity, when I came in the company, I knew who I was and I knew who I wasn't. Okay. I knew I was a businessman. And my goal was to create subscriptions, that would pay me, at some point in time internationally on a large level. That's how I have been building business for the last 20 years. That's where I've made millions in two industries. I made millions of dollars in real estate without subscriptions. But when I got turned on to network marketing and direct sales, I used that platform to blow up my real estate business. And I started doing business on a real estate scale. I stopped being a real estate agent and became a businessman that just used real estate as a platform. Okay. And so for those of you who are here today, um, if you are in business, okay, but behaving as a solar specialist, you're costing yourself money. Okay. So when you look at where you're at right now, if solar is your thing, that's all you care about, that's all you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. But how you identify that may be costing you money. So if you're solar in business, you want to be a business person who just happens to use solar as an industry, to move millions of dollars of products and services and sales and make millions of dollars in revenue and income. Okay? If you are just a salesperson in general and you're good at selling whatever it is that we sell, just be a business person and use the platform of high ticket sales to make millions of dollars. Because I was never a coffee guy. I made millions of dollars in coffee. I was never a coffee salesperson. I was just a person who is a businessman who used coffee to move millions of dollars of product internationally and make millions of dollars in income. Okay. And so identity, when you look at my parallel when it comes to this business, first and foremost, um, I use the Amazon. And for those of you who hear me do presentations and have me hear my conversations, I don't have MLM or direct sales conversations. I have business conversations. Okay, I don't talk about recruiting. I talk about building. I talk about legacies. I talk about the things that I compare our business structure to those structures that people are used to and friendly to. Okay, the one thing you got to understand about network marketing, guys, is that for those of you who use network marketing, as an identity for your business, there are going to be a lot of people, especially if you're in an age range somewhere between 40 to 55, you're going to turn a lot of people off, right? And they won't hear your solar message based on they think you got a network marketing message. They won't hear your water message based on the fact that they think you got a network marketing message. They won't hear your smart money, club message or your Ripple message based on the fact that they think you have a network marketing message. Okay. Let me share some with you. When you look at like James, James Gyros, is it Gyros? Okay. James, what's your favorite meal? Come off me. Tell me what your favorite meal is, James.
Pizza.
Pizza. Okay, so great. So what do you like with your pizza?
Everything, actually. There's nothing I
Okay.
don't like. I mean, you can
Okay.
let it down or you can make it plain. I don't care.
Okay. All right. And what are you drinking with your pizza?
Usually Coke.
Mhm. So let's just say you got your favorite pizza, which I had pizza last night at the movies when me and my wife and my kids went to watch Dinner Thieves 2, by the way. It's a great movie. Y'all should check it out. Plug, shameless plug. Don't get paid for it, but great entertainment. I had pizza. And for the first time in a long time, I had a cherry slushy, right? And I'm gonna just tell you, they brought it out on a nice silver platter, and I enjoyed it, 100% of it. Now, if someone brings you your pizza and your Coke on a trash can lid, beautifully cooked, you can see the steam coming off the pizza, and you can, or are you going to eat it?
No.
No, you're not. So you're serving people what they love and what they would actually buy on a trash can lid. Basically, it's not appetizing to them. You're turning them off. It's a trigger word, and people have trauma from triggers. They have trauma, and you trigger it when you don't understand how to communicate to your audience. Okay, so when I talk about this company, I use companies like Amazon that people can relate to when it comes to subscriptions. I use, companies like Netflix. Everybody has Netflix. Everybody has Amazon Prime. A lot of people understand who HBO is, even if they don't have HBO. Spotify, even if they don't have Spotify, they understand what all these Zoom, Fortnite. They hear all these things that I talk about in the presentation. They are fully aware of these things. These are not new to these people. Okay, and I talk to them about it in a business manner, cause and effect, right? Future and what's about to happen, not what may happen. It's what's going to happen, whether you participate or not, or whether you want to participate or not. Subscription-based businesses are the fastest growing segment of business out there when it comes to businesses, even with corporations. Okay, and so corporations are now making more money off of subscriptions than they are on the stuff that they sell. Just having access to the memberships and perks and benefits is what they're selling and what they're making more money on, what they're leveraging, what they're actually using to capitalize that and increase the valuations of their companies. And so people who are on this level who invested $200 in their companies and their businesses, they don't see it that way. They have a small investment, so they have small thinking. If you turn that, say, if you take that $200 and you add three zeros at the back of it and then turn it to 200,000, and it's the same company, right? I just said, now you get a chance to sell all four verticals that we actually have here, and I'll let you invest for $200,000. You invest for $200,000, you're looking at this thing totally different now. You're investing time and energy and effort and resources in this thing totally different now, right? You behaving in a whole entire different manner because you have something to lose now, right? But because you only invested $200, you give people a $200 pitch. Okay. And that's the problem. People spent that this weekend on dinner and a movie. So at the end of the day, you have to give them a valuation of your company, right? That gives that puts it up here instead of down here. When a person talks to me about my business, it's up here. It's from a high level. It's not down here, where anybody can actually, everybody feel like they have access to it. Anybody can do it. Or, it's just something that, you can do it if you want to get to it. No, when I open up the doors of this business, I invested $1 million, not 200. Okay. So the identity of your business, what do you categorize your business is, the valuation of your business, how much is your business investment, how much did you invest in your company when you open your doors? On paper, I invested $1 million in my business. In the back office, I invested 189. Okay. So I can't quit this business until I get my $1 million back. Until I have a break even point, I can't quit this business. I did that in the last company. It took me 4 years to get my $1 million back. 3 years to get my $1 million back. 3.5. Right. And so at that point in time, I could quit. But at that time, I only invested $1,500 in that $1,300 in that company. But in the back office, but on paper, I invested $1 million. So I designed a $1 million business strategy to get my $1 million back. Same thing I did here. From day one, Jabari and anybody else who's been here from my day one, not yours. In February, when I first got started here in this company, I told y'all in 18 months to 24 months, I'm going to be at a $250,000 a month. And the masses would say he invested $200 in this company. He thinks he's going to make $250,000 a month. That's ludicrous. No, no, that's actual factual. For you, it may be ludicrous. For me, it's a reality, right? You can't. How you look at your investment and how I look at mine are two totally different things. That's why I have more value for my company than you do. Think about it for a second. And I want to paint this picture for y'all. And again, this has nothing to do with me. This has everything to do with the understanding. I watched my mentor and the company where I made my first $1 million in. I watched him leave a travel company, a company that had a lot of different things, to go in the coffee company. When we went to the coffee company, he blew up. Like he outworked everybody, he outperformed everybody, he outran everybody, he outbuilt everybody. And then they gave him the position of, and I say they anointed him in the position of VP of sales. Okay. He earned it. And he earned it And he did so without them paying him to do it. He went out there and did his thing. So I watched at that point in time how much power he had, how much visibility he had, how much influence he had, and how much more money he made when he got to that position because he was on purpose. Okay? He came in, he paid $1 million for his business to get started, and no, he paid. I'm sorry, he paid. He told me he paid $100 million for his business when he got started. I paid $1 million for mine, but we both paid $1,300 to get started. So when I joined this company and this movement, I'm looking at the landscape. I said, okay, so there's really, they have a VP of sales, but he's on. He shouldn't be the VP of sales. We got to. I'm gonna remove him from that position. That's my position, right? And so at some point in time, I have an affirmation, and goals to be partner of the company. Okay, so in 3 months, they anointed me in a position of VP of leadership development, right? 6 months, I got partnership. Yeah, 9 months, VP of sales. 12 months is not till February. But because I paid $1 million for my business, I behaved as such. All right. I need to get my money back, James. So I need to get my money back. You know what I'm saying? So I now have to go and I have to reverse engineer. I have the blueprint. I have a high ticket sales company. I have a business mall basically where people come to shop for opportunities, okay, and careers. I don't have a network marketing company. I don't have a direct sales company. I don't have a solar company because you have people who some of y'all right now, raise your hand or or put a word in the chat if people identify with you as solar in this company. If people when people think of you, they think of solar. Put a one in the chat, right? Okay. So this is the thing. If you are a solar guy, that's amazing. And that's all you want to do, that's amazing. But if you're not, that means that you need to rebrand yourself. Because when I had people say, well, I know you're serious about solar. No, I'm not serious about solar. I'm serious about business. I have to correct people because when we got started, all we had was solar. Security wasn't on the map for me. It wasn't even a part of discussion for me. Okay. But now we have water. Now we have, Ripple coming. Now we have, travel coming. And you at that point in time, no, you're putting me in a box if you put me in a solar box. So identity is very, very, what do people know you for? What is your branding? Right? So identity first, valuation of your company, how much you get, because now I'm a business owner, right? And I'm not a solo owner. I'm a business owner. I own 4 different businesses under one umbrella. Okay? I have partnerships with solar. I have partnerships with alkaline water companies. I have partnership with, military grade, security, right? I have a partnership with a financial company, a financial resource company. Okay, so yeah, I have partnerships in all these companies. Okay, and so when you have ownership, right, you speak that way. Some of y'all are a part of these positions. I have ownership in them, figuratively and literally now. Right? But you don't get the literal part until you embrace the figurative part. You have to now speak it. You have to live it. You have to walk it. You have to embrace it. You have to let people know that I'm not a solar guy. I'm a business guy. I just happen to focus on solar at this point because this is the smartest thing to do at this time that we have in this community, this United States of America that we live in. Why wouldn't I shift my thought processes in business to solar with Elon Musk in office? Why wouldn't I shift my finances, investments, and my time that I'm using to solar when, right now there we at a point to where the grid is overloaded, the government is paying people to go solar so they can get off the grid. Why wouldn't I when my man Warren Buffett invested $10 billion in clean energy and solar, why wouldn't I, as a businessman or a businesswoman, put some thought, some process, some energy, some finances over in solar? No, I'm not a solar guy. I'm a business guy who just understands business. So that part is very, very important. And so that's going to help a lot of y'all out the gate because your conversations are going to change. Conversations are going to evolve. And when your conversations evolve and change, guys, so do you. Your posture changes. Your confidence changes, right? And when you communicate with people, even other solar pros from other companies, right? They change. They see something different than you, and they want to connect with you. It's not about build, and it's not about encore. It's not about freedom. It's about you. If people don't join this company, it's because they didn't join you. They don't believe you. They believe that, oh no, why would I join a company that's beneath me? Because you're a company, you're an entity, just for the record, just in case you didn't know that. You Inc. is a company that's under this umbrella. So if they didn't join you, it's because they didn't believe in you. They didn't join you is because they feel like the value of their company, them Inc., is higher than the value of your company, you Inc. Why would I join a sub company? Okay. Making sense so far? So when you out there and we talk about the law of attraction, and we if we do really believe that what we say and the words that are coming out of our mouth is the navigational systems, to our lives, we need to start speaking better. Okay? We also need to be upgrading out the information, that we operate on. Like some of our operating systems are still in 2020. Some operating system when it comes to solar is in 2017, right? 2021. And my operating system right now is upgraded every day. I have a computer up here and, I got to continue to feed it. I got to continue to put antivirus and stuff up there. I got to continue to put new information in there, man. Chat GPT, it made me dangerous. I was already a problem, but now I'm dangerous. John, they have no unearthly idea, who they going to see in 18 months right now. The me I am right now, hey, I'm a mental midget compared to who I'm going to be in 18 months. It's going to be a problem. $1 million a month problem, right? And so that's one thing. So that part, guys, the mentality I wanted, like I said, was that the mentality side of it. You are what you think you are. Okay. You are what you say you are. Right. And nobody's gonna be able to tell me different because I know these are my affirmations, these are my declarations, these are the things that I say in myself, and these are the ways that dictate my behavior every day. So I know who I am, I know my value, I know what I'm about to get, and I know who's coming with me. No specific names, just somebody, right? Because remember, if it's not John, if it's not you, it's gonna be somebody, right? If it's not you, it's gonna be somebody. Remember, winners who need people to get to the top, they don't need specific people. They just need people who understand the mission, right? And so that's the thing. Everybody can come along for the ride, okay? But everybody will get a chance to come along for the ride and watch us do what we're gonna do, right? They'll be in the company. It's not just gonna be enough for them to be in the company, though. They're going to have to be in the company and be a part of the reason why the company goes to the next level in order for them to actually enjoy what we'll enjoy. Right? That ownership, that leadership. That's why I say when it comes to different things that we had off in the company right now, if you're not putting people on the millionaire mentorship calls on Monday nights, that part right there, that's what opens up their mind, gets them thinking differently, gets them thinking bigger. When you look at, The Magic of Thinking Big, by Carl Schwartz. And years ago, I was listening to the audio. I'm an avid listener, not reader, and so I can't sit still long enough to read a book, but I can listen on a regular basis. And that was one of the things where a car salesman became one of the greatest car salesmen ever based on, referrals. But the referrals were, generated by the internal programming. He recorded himself doing affirmations, right? And he would listen to himself and his affirmations every day. So I actually have a video. I created a video, affirmation video that's on YouTube, but it gets me rocking and rolling. Got Nas, You Can Hate Me Now, instrumental in the background, and I'm just for like 7 minutes. I'm bananas, right? And I'm gonna just say right now, I did that years ago, many moons ago, and I stopped doing it. I fell off listening to it, and because everything that took off and just going so good, going so great, 40 grand a month, 50 grand a month, 60 grand a month, 70 grand a month, and I stopped listening to it, right? And then I turned around and picked it up like 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, 4 or 5 years later, and I started listening to it. I'm like, whoa, man. A lot of the stuff that I put on here, 80% of the stuff that I put on here is already has been accomplished. But remember, I'm programming my subconscious mind with those affirmations. And it's me talking to me, not you talking to me. You know, Yeah, I can learn some stuff listening to you, but when I program me, it has the ability to be permanent. When you program me, it has the ability to be temporary because that's external. Internal, permanence. External, temporary. All right, so magic of thinking big. Create your audio, record yourself with affirmations, some of your favorite instrumental that you have, and listen to it all the time. Listen to it while you're in the gym, listen to it when you wake up, listen to it when you're about to procrastinate, especially when you're about to procrastinate. Okay. One of the things I used to do is I used to count backwards, from five. When I got ready to procrastinate, five, four, and I'm grabbing my cell phone and I'm finding my affirmations. Three, two, boom. You can hate me now, and it's going now. It's like my affirmations are going now, boom, boom, and so now everything I wasn't gonna do because of procrastination, I started to do. I went on and did it anyway, and that's one of the ways I actually beat procrastination. So from a building perspective now, because you got the mentality, like I said, that's very very important. The mindset, identity, who do you identify as? How do you identify with your company? The valuation of your company. You have a $200 business or you have $1 million business. That part, how to reprogram yourself. I know I'm just going off the hip and give you guys some stuff, but I want to, again, this is important stuff because everybody want to know the how-tos. Like, you want to know the how-tos, man. How do you do this? The math to that. That's people who know the how-tos and know the math, but don't know the whys and the actual philosophies and principles based on building. The math and the how-tos don't matter. Those people die broke with less than $500 in the bank here in the United States of America. Okay. The people who get the understanding, the people who get the philosophies, the people who get that subconscious, empowerment, those are the people who go out there and run circles around those other people. Because the people who want the numbers, the people who want the how-tos, we'll give them to you. You still won't go do it. Right? Because it's something in you that's not allowing, it's disallowing it. Right? How many of y'all know somebody, show of hands or put a one in the chat or me in the chat, if you know somebody that's always about to do something, gonna do something, finsta do something, and haul off and do nothing, right? It's not because they trifling or sorry or lazy. It's some internal programming that that's got them jacked up from as far back as them being kids. You know what I'm saying? It's some stuff like I said. When you learn about people, guys, that's when you make your fortune. But the first person you gotta learn about is yourself. Some of y'all got some unpacking to do, right? Some of y'all gotta go find you a nice little dark closet, go sit in it, and start talking to yourself. Start asking yourself the right questions before you go in the closet. Know your questions though, right? But what's holding me back? You know, what am I fearful of? Okay. What type of trauma am I holding on to? Because this is the thing, procrastination, most people don't know this, but procrastination is a coping mechanism. It's a comfort zone. That's why it is your disaster zone. That's your destructive zone. That's your broke zone. Right? That's when you are think about, like I said, for somebody who's getting ready to go to the gym or get ready to go lift weights or get ready to go and make some phone calls for their business and think about that moment right before you take the action to think about doing it. Well, as soon as you think about doing it, you want to grab your cell phone and say, "Oh, let me go ahead and play a little bit of Candy Crush for about 5 minutes and then I'll get started." Or you grab your phone, you say, "Oh, let me go ahead and jump on YouTube real quick and watch this And then I get started. Well, let me go ahead and I got these likes over here. These people hit my post. Let me look at this stuff here. Then I'll get started. You always find something that's non-threatening and something that's comfortable, right? That'll keep you from doing the stuff that makes you uncomfortable. Right? And so whatever that stressor is, you're going to find a way to negate it. You're going to find a way to self-sabotage. You're going to find a way, right? Yeah, to be comfortable, and you'll never find a way to do what you need to be, what needs to be done. In my brokest days, when I was going through bankruptcy, foreclosure, repossession, wife was 6 months pregnant, losing everything, including 2 companies, right? Had nothing. Took the last $400 out of the bank. Wife started a brand new job, hiding her pregnancy. As soon as she got the job, we went got a payday loan to go get the $1,400 to get started in that company I told you about. That $1,400 felt like $1,000,000 to me. We didn't even have it. And y'all know payday loans are loan shark people. They don't just want their money. They take a lot of yours on top of it. We got them out our hair right away because I went to work right away. So figure out again what's stopping you, because a lot of y'all should be a lot further than where you're actually at right now today. A lot of y'all thought you would be, you went from presentation, I'm about to blow this up, to doing nothing, to telling lies, telling your senior partner, man, I'm about to put 10, 15, 20 people in here. Man, I'm about to blow this thing up. Man, I'm about to go build a 500. Man, I'm about to, nah, nah. And by the way, for me, I'm not that guy. Don't tell me any of that. Just go do it. Because I listen with my eyes. I don't listen. And when you lie to me when you lie to me and I see your lies, I, I, I believe in you. I just don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? So just go do it. Right? Just go do it. And when we see you do it, guess what we do? Throw gasoline on it. Yeah, we pick you up, run with you, start doing calls for you, show up in your markets doing presentations and events for you. Yeah, we just want to see, you know, who's gotten over themselves. We just want to see who's overcome the bully in them. Yeah, we just want to see who's unpacked all the toxic stuff they're going through, who went from victim mode to empowerment mode. Yeah, we're looking for those people, right? Because those are people you build around. Everybody else is a distraction. Since we're talking about building, we talk about the 2020 plan, right? First 30 to 45 days, you put 12 people in, 6 on the left, 6 on the right, right? Out of those 12 people, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have 8 to 9 of them are going to be distractions. You're only going to have about 3 to 4 who are going to build it. If you are plugged into the system, you're on all the calls, you're at all the events that you actually go to, you will have 3 to 4 people in your group that will have enough character to not let you go at it alone. Those people are going to do exactly what they're supposed to do. Those other 8 to 9 are going to complain about everything, and it's not that what they complain about ain't important. It's just not that important. Okay, because when they see the other 8 to 9 see that you're now not distracted, you're not answering their phone calls, and you're working with the 3 to 4, and those 3 to 4 become builder 500s right away. They go get their 4, not paying no more. Right? They bringing deals to the table. Right? What ends up happening is they stop complaining because they realize, man, they got the same opportunity and the same stuff I'm going through. They going through too, but they just not letting it distract them. Okay. Sometimes the best thing said is left unsaid. Just don't say anything at all, and just show people that you're running with the runners. And I'll work with you. I'll talk to you. I'll answer questions for you if you're running. If you sitting still, they got a system for that. Call the company. I'm not customer service. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. My time is worth way more than that. Hey, I don't avoid the people I sponsor. When it comes to, again, if it's something that needs to be addressed, I'll address it, but in due time, not yours. Because a lot of things you have people, again, it's a coping mechanism. Them, coming up with a challenge. As soon as you put that fire out and satisfy that challenge for them, they're gonna come up with another one. Because it's not the fire, it's not the challenge, it's the procrastination. It's them wanting to not do the work. They like to do the work. They just, when it comes time to it, it's just going to be a trigger that prevents them from doing the work, and they're going to use those things as excuses. Okay? And so you're going to have to recondition some people. Remember, when you hear people who talk about Sales being the number one paying occupation in the world, though, that's a person that doesn't understand money. Sales is not the number one highest paid profession in the world. It's not. It's never been. It's always been leadership. It's always going to be leadership. 100% of the time. There's not one person on this call that makes more money than somebody who has 100 of you. Not one of you. Not one of you made more money last time I checked than John Paul Getty, who said, I'll take 1% of 100 people's effort than over 100% of my own. Tell me when that becomes a non-factor, and then we can have a conversation. So I don't focus on sales. Right? I focus on leadership. I focus on getting people to make buying decisions, and that buying decision is not on a product or service, it's buying position on me. They're buying stock in me. They're investing that $200. Bro, you know what type of investment, what type of return on your $200 investment you're gonna get on me? You scared to put 199 on me? Oh man, you're not ready for me, bro. You're not ready for money. Nah, we don't have a problem. You have a problem. And so you obviously don't know who you're dealing with. So, but that's how you all have to. If a person won't think about it, you gotta take it personal. If a person won't bet $200 on you, you'll go to Vegas and stick $200 in a slot machine, but you won't bet $200 on me. Oh yeah, now I'm gonna pray for you. Yeah, yeah, you don't need opportunity, you need intervention. I'm sorry. So building again, that's build up yourself, right? Because the person who you want to come into your group or they are attracted to a certain type of person. Okay. And when you become a certain type of person, you will attract those people. So that's what it's all about. It's not about who talked to them first. They're making business decisions. If I talk to them one day and they don't like my style, they don't like what they heard about me, they don't like the press on me, or I don't make enough money, to entice them to get started, and they turn around and they jump on the line with Ty, and Ty's making 6 times the amount more money than me. Ty's group is 6 times as bigger than mine, and all the pub is going Ty way. Why would they join me? Because I talked to them first. That's a network marketing mindset. That's a broke mindset. It's not about who talked to them first. It's about the person who they feel like they want to go in business with. But again, remember, so some of you, they're not going into business with you because it's just $200. They're joining you. You think this is a Costco membership. That's what you think this is. Ain't nobody joining me. They're going into business with me. This is a business relationship. I do business things. I have business conversations. I do business with business people. I don't do business with network marketers. Network marketers are hobbyists. Hobbies cost you money. They don't make you money. Okay. So at the end of the day, right now, more than anything, especially while we're in this season that we're in this company, you got to get your mind right. You got to get your heart right. I'm just telling you, get rid of the run. Because at some point in time, in 6 months, because 6 months is going to pass anyway, when we end up at the convention, wherever the convention is going to be, and you're going to look back with regrets, or you're going to look back with, appreciation for the work that you did. One of the two. Ain't gonna be no in between. One's gonna be extremely disgusting, and one's gonna be extremely rewarding. And I'm gonna just tell you, one will pay you greatly, and the other one won't. The other one will probably blow you out of the business if you're a weak-minded individual. When you see, let's say Ty C, John just blow right by him, boom, leave him standing still. And by the time we get to convention, Ty is at Builder 500 and John is at Builder 8,000, and they start at the same time. Y'all in the same class. Y'all start at the same time. Tom might not be able to, if his mental makeup and his emotional makeup ain't there, he might not be strong enough to stay in his company because now he's been exposed. See, this is the psychology of it all, guys. See, you know why people make money off you? Because they know you better than you do. You know what these people are doing. They can still get money out of you, and you know what they're doing to you. They study you. They pay for studies on you. right? People spend like every time you click up on something you want it so bad, you give them access to all your information. They collecting data on you. But you won't collect that on you. You won't sit down and take a self-inventory. You won't sit down and reflect, on what you do and why you do it. You won't get to know yourself, so you can never ever grow yourself, and you'll never ever grow yourself. A person who doesn't do any reflection, who doesn't do any growth, and where people can recognize it, and you get to the point to where you need to be to recruit a Jabari, somebody who's coming from a company who can do 15, 20 deals a month, Air John, somebody who can do 15 to 30, 20, 30 deals a month, somebody who's just really out here grinding, somebody who's got, Tim, or Rod, people who've been in other companies who know what's going on and who do super Saturdays all the time. You can't attract those people if you just sitting here in beg mode and victim mode, and I refuse to grow mode because you know everything ain't perfect for me. It's I'm not a leader. I'm a salesperson mode. You're not gonna be able to bring the people on board, right? That you need to. If you have $100,000 a month goal, you need to have some $100,000 a month thinking people, in your group, and that you can't bring on $100,000 a month thinking people, with $10,000 a month thoughts. If you have a goal, let me explain something to you. If you have a goal, to make, let's just say $10,000 a month, $100,000 a year, but you want people who, want 100. Like I said, if you got a $10,000 a month goal, you want to recruit, say a JC Rangel who can make $100,000 a month. He'll never join you. Your thought processes are too small. Your thought process, this may scare some of you, and it should, and and I hope it does, because it scared the hell out of me when I heard it. When I had $100,000 a year, when I had $100,000 a month goal, my leader told me, he said, the person that you're trying to recruit, he's talking to me about making $1 million a month. You're talking to me about making $100,000 a month. Y'all not congruent. He can never look to you for advice because you think too small. You think smaller than he does. Your goal has to be bigger than his goal. Okay? Your goal has to be way bigger than his goal, because it has to be big enough not just to include his goal, but it has to be big enough for you to include everybody's goal that's in your group. That's how big your thought process has to be. Because if you're only thinking for $100,000 a month, but you got people who are thinking for 50 over here, 20 over here, $10,000 a month over here, $100,000 a month over there, man, I'm just telling you, you're not going to be able to lead. They're going to be coming to me looking for guidance if they join you. And I need you to think bigger, faster. That's the only regret that I had in a couple of my other companies in the past before I figured it all out. When people ask me, if you can go back and you can actually do this thing all over again, what would you do different? It's one thing. I would think bigger, faster. Think a lot more expansive, a lot more bigger. It would be huge thought processes, so much that it made me uncomfortable. Not and me make me uncomfortable to make you uncomfortable too. Matter of fact, my dreams be so big that you think I'm lying to myself. You think I'm crazy. You think I'm just trying to be facetious or something. No, that's how I have to think that big, and it's got to make me uncomfortable because it's got to stretch me. You got people afraid to grow. You can't grow an organization if you can't grow yourself, right? So don't matter if it's solar, don't matter if it's water, don't matter if it's subscriptions. Growth is required. Period. Personal development is required. Period. Literally, I'm still learning stuff on solar on a regular basis. I hadn't did any solar mentorship deals and none of that stuff like that, right there. I brought people to the table for solar, but I'm learning solar so I can attract people who want solar. I'm learning solar so I can actually talk about solar and market solar. I'm learning solar so at some point in time, if I do want to become a mentor of solar, I can have that option. But I'm learning solar with a business mindset. Right. So Rod, tell me, man, where am I at? I think I'm over time, bro.
You got 2 hours left.
But
That's what I'm talking about.
lies. Hey, man, look. Okay.
Take your
So
time.
I'll give me. This is what we'll do. This is what we do, because this is very, very important, because a lot of times you learn way more when somebody's asking questions as well. So I'll open up, for a little bit of Q&A. And I know some of you monitors in the chat, if you have a question, Rod or John, or Jabari, y'all can just read the questions out to me. But from a building perspective or a personal development perspective or a life perspective, whatever it is, if you have a question for me, I'm open for asking questions because I want to make sure I don't talk at y'all. I want to make sure y'all get something a nugget out of here that's specific to you as well.
Absolutely. We man, I'm blown away. Who's got some questions for VP Sam Bean so he could take it all the way out of the park, bring it home for you? What's a building question you might have? Anybody? Drop it in the chat or unmute. We want to hear your question.
Thank you for dropping the gems when you're talking about being more attractive and making sure that your mindset is attracting the people you want to attract. What are some of the best things when you're face to face with them, like questions maybe that you'll start with to make sure that you're vibing on the right track, if that makes sense?
Yeah. And so when it comes to I use the form technique, first of all, and some of you guys are familiar with the form technique. And, for me, it's about being conversational. It's really about getting a person to start to talk because people don't get a willing audience a lot. People want you to be their audience. They want you to hear what they say because everybody's favorite radio station is WIIFM. What's in it for me? Right. And so they're always tuned in to their favorite radio station. So if they're always tuned into it and that's what makes them comfortable, that's what you should tune into. So the person who asks, the best questions, like you said, what questions, because you do get, you get as far in life as the quality of questions that you ask will take you. And it's not just questions that you ask other people, it's also the question you ask yourself too. But when it comes to, the environment, I'm always going through the form technique, building up rapport, and then I'll start asking questions like, what type of projects you got working on right now? It's new year, like especially right now, it's new year, 2025. What went well for you last year? Okay. Um, if you had anything to change about what you did last year, what would it be? Okay. What do you got on the horizon right now that's exciting that you're looking forward to working on? What projects you got on the horizon that looking forward to working on? And so you're asking questions about them, their interests, what they do. You're showing interest in what they do, right? And so, as a matter of fact, I'm also one of those people that if I'm looking to do business with somebody, I want to know what they're doing so I can offer up some referrals from time to time because you got to earn the right to do business with people. Okay. So other questions, like I said, if they've seen anything as far as like any of your presentations or anything like that, first question is always, but most people, what did you like best about what you saw? I asked the person, what did you see that would intrigued you the most? Okay. Did you see anything here today that you feel like, can add value to what you're doing already? Okay. Just real good, solid questions based on how I can be of service questions. Okay. Question, basically, did you see the correlation or did you see the congruency questions type question? You see how, with you working with me, you don't have to actually do a lot of the hard labor. That's what I do. That's what I'm here. I'm the muscle. Okay. And so you're just the person who's now taking the brand that you made your first million on, and you're going to allow your brand to make your second million with our systems and with me. You see how that works? And so that's a question, a confirmation question, a validation question. So it's just, again, the person who's asking the questions is always in control.
That's powerful. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And by the way, guys, anytime you get a chance to speak, regardless to what platform it is, even if it's just in a situation like this, speak. Right? Get better at speaking. Get better at asking questions. Get better at retorting. Get better at offering up suggestions and stuff like that. Anytime you get a chance to speak. Get better at it. The quiet people don't. I mean, it's they get no practice. All right.
Mr. Bean, Tim Neal here.
Sure.
How you doing, sir?
Hey Tim, what's going on, bro?
Good, good. Hey, Hey, I tell you what, took a page of note, well, pages of notes. It's fire. It's good stuff. And I just want to ask the question. So when you identify a top leader and maybe in another industry, maybe similar type company, and it's opportunity kind of like we have kind of structure and things like that, and you can see that top leader because they put themselves out there on Facebook, LinkedIn, or different things like that. When you see that top leader and you decide you want to kind of bring them over, what's kind of your approach that you go to them? Is it a tool? Is it just conversation? What's kind of your approach when you know you're just trying to get them to at least take a look at the opportunity? May not be for them, but what would your approach be?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna give them the Sam Bean experience. Okay. And so for me, it's like, yeah, you give them the John Durham experience, you give them the Rod OB experience, whatever you give. What happens is, don't come off as thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Don't come off as hunting, like you got your spear already, you got your gun already, you ready to bag you a big one. And so that's when you go, for me, I go into conversations with no agenda. And I let them know I have zero agenda here. I'm just trying to connect with people who are doing big things, in their respective companies. And I also give some kudos to what they're doing, and I even find something, solid to say about the companies that they're in. I have a guy who he's about to come on from one of our competitors, and I asked him. I asked him about his group, and come to find, because I ask questions about people, because you have people who will build themselves all the way up, and I mean, talking about to the point where they feel like they got you thinking that they rolling in the dough, and they got one of the biggest teams in the company, right? And inflated self-worth and value. So based on the edification that the person gave him to me, we communicated, and you can tell, she said he turned up when you got on the phone, because I guess he felt like he was intimidated or something like that, and that's fine. But when he got on the phone, I brought it back down to earth. I let him know, hey man, I heard some great things about you. Look forward to this conversation, and heard some great things about your company as well. You guys over at tearing the solar game up, even though they wasn't. They in the past they were, but now they're not. And so, I heard you guys are doing some big things over there. You're one of the bigger companies that's out here in the industry. So, congratulations for your choices. And so, but let me ask you a question. Outside of selling solar, what other ways do you have of making money? Is that your only way to make money in the company? Yeah. Okay. So if you don't sell a solar deal, you don't make any money. No residual income? No residual income. Okay. So no fallback if a person doesn't buy a solar panel, or if they buy a solar panel, you don't have anything else? No. Okay. All right. Well, and then so I started asking other questions, about his team. So I know you got a team. There's something, you're a lead over there. So are you recruiting builders, or are you recruiting solar people? I have about six solar salespeople. So okay, that's fantastic. I know a lot of people that have none. 99% of people walking the face of the earth have none. So you're already heads and tails above the rest. So congratulations on that part of your business. And so I'm asking other questions about him, his company, his group, biggest months he's ever had, that type of stuff. And I gave him Jabari's story. I said, yeah, I mean, like I said, you did 17 deals in 2 months, and you made, I think it was like about 75 grand. So got a guy over here out of Atlanta, Jabari, did 28 deals in a month, and as a mentor, and solid six figures, just like that. And we hadn't even been in business for 3 months at that time. So yeah, it's always, and then the stories, I'm always giving them a story. And if I can give a story about somebody else outside of myself, I prefer that story. But I'm having, like I said, these are conversations. If I'm talking, I'm like having a three-way lifeline with somebody who's in the industry. That's what I'm talking about. But if it's somebody who's brand new, I'm just building a relationship with, that's what I'm doing. I'm not, like I said, I'm Sam Bean. Nice to meet you. Let's connect. Okay. Tell me a little bit about what y'all got going on over there. Tell me about how I can refer people to you if that's the case. So if they're in the same industry, like I said, I just want to celebrate you, and let me know when you got wins so I can celebrate you. And I'll let you know when I have wins, and vice versa. And so if we're in the same city, let's go grab a bite to eat. Yeah, have lunch one day on me, right? If you're in another country, another state, whatever, another city, another state. Hey, well, you know what? We got business. We do business in 38 states. So at some point in time, I just may be in yours. And if I'm in your city, man, let's connect. And so I'm not needy. I'm always in a mode of, you know what I do, and you know how I behave, you know how I move. And every time I have a conversation with you, it's a professional business conversation. Okay. And so when you think about making a move, because you know me, you know my company, and you can't help but see everything we do in social media. So you're gonna follow me, right? And that's when you start following me, that's when the problems start. You know what I'm saying? That's when now, because remember, the person who makes the first move or says the first person to respond is the one that loses. So for me, I'm just baiting you. I'm just leading you up. I'm just leading you into it, leading you into it, leading you. I'm just feeding you more, feeding you more, feeding you more. And so, like when I put this VP of sales video out there, in just a second, they already put it on Instagram, but when I put it on Facebook, another 150 people gonna congratulate me. And so, and guess what? It's gonna be a few brand new people who just started following me, who I just befriended, and I just like I'm not even I got about 6 or 7 people I got to reach out to before I even post that post, just to make sure that they fresh on my timeline and make sure they fresh getting things that pop up on time. So when I put it up there, they get it fresh, and I hit highlight and they get to everybody. Yeah, Sam Bean just mentioned you. Yeah, and then you click on VP. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's kind of, very intentional, Iggy. Very intentional. Like I said,
Wow.
I don't do nothing off purpose. But when I came to this company, I had a vision. Matter of fact, um, when I called my wife, I told my wife, I said, "Yeah, I found it." We was at when we did the big event, me and Jabari, the
Yep.
first event, the pre-launch
Yep.
in
I remember.
California, and we went to dinner I think it was Monday night it was, and I called my wife. I told her, I said, "Yeah, this it right here. This the one. These good people here." I said, and this there's a space in here that I can move, and and I can make some things happen. I said, "Yeah, it's come out of retirement time here."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's come out.
Yes, sir.
It's come out of retirement time here. So, but that's kind of how Tim. What I do, I'm very intentional. I build relationships. I give them the Sam Bean experience, bro. I don't. I ask for ways to help them out. I give people advice from time, or I give them some feedback of what they got going on. If I can add value to what they do right now, I add value to what they do. Like I have a friend of mine, Joe Humphreys, who's at a company called, well, it's a competing company, starts with an A, but we sitting down. I sent him a message and say, "Hey man, let's just catch up, man. We hadn't talked all year since we got off the boat, and matter of fact, when I brought him on the boat, I didn't talk to him about solar. We were both in solar companies, but I invited him and his wife out to the boat. We took pictures, had a good time, had some drinks, and we went on about our life. And then I said, "Hey man, it's the new year, and we need to catch up, get a bite to eat, celebrate each other. I know you're doing great in solar. I'm doing great in solar and business. Let's have a great have a bite to eat. Brand new beginning of the year. Come to find out, we sitting down. He said, "Yeah, I kind of backed away from the company a little bit," and he said, but I'm open." He said, "Because I was thinking about doing something totally different, but I'm open. I still got my membership over here, but I'm open, right?" Now you signed up. You ain't open. You out of there. I got you. You know what I'm saying? The ink just ain't dry yet, but I got you. It's a wrap because I didn't beg you. I didn't try to use up my friend card on you. I didn't try to force you. I just let you see me do me live and in living color on social media. Since y'all want to spend all your time on social media, I know that's where to find you. I'm gonna send some stuff over there for you. And so by the time we sit down and have a bite to eat or have a good conversation, you're already in. So keep watching me. You hear?
Yeah, that's good stuff. Thank you, Mr.
So,
Bean.
man,
Man,
No
that's
quick,
fire.
problem, sir.
That's
quick
fire.
question for somebody that's looking to build. What should be that daily schedule? What's the activities that you're doing? For somebody that's looking to build a big organization, what does that look like?
Yeah. And that for a big organization, basically you quantify that by reverse engineer. And so find out what your ultimate goal is, and then you work backwards. But when I look at daily goals, you definitely want to make sure that you have a lot of contact time. You want to contact people on a regular basis. When I say contact, I'm talking about prospecting, reconnecting, follow up, follow through. A lot of that time, again, it's basically, again, just if I'm calling you, I'm calling 20 other people at the same time. I got that time blocked out. This is my call time, blocked out. This is my follow-up time, separate, blocked out, right? This is again, these are very, very important. So this is my presentation time, blocked out. Okay. And so if you're looking at building a big organization, somebody in your organization should be doing a presentation just about every day. If you have nobody in your presentation, that means that you should be doing a presentation just about every day. If you want to build we're talking about 6-figure monthly type of situation, or a 5-figure monthly. If you just want to go ahead and do it right now and get it out the way for the next 3 to 6 to 12 months, and you're doing a presentation every day, 5 days a week. Okay, 5 out of the 6 or 7 days a week, rather, or you're doing 4 to 6 presentations a week, right? On Zoom or in person, whatever, and you just want to do that for 6 to 12 months, and because you want to get the multiple 5 figures a month, do that. But that activity is always going to be based on the goal. Right? That's one. Two, you got to make sure you evaluate the results. So you want to find your ratio. We talked about this a little bit earlier in my other event. When it comes to your ratio, you need to figure out how many presentations. First of all, you need to figure out how many people you need to talk to get them to get to an event. Okay. So out of 10 people, every 10 people you talk, how many you get them come to a Zoom? 1, 2, 3, right? 4, whatever it is. When you make them phone calls, you know who you made, you're on your CRM, you're on your list, you're doing your follow-up, stuff like that. Okay, so I made 10 phone calls, I got 2 people to show up. Okay, 2 out of 10 ain't bad. So that means that now, in order for me to get 10 people on here, I got to make 100 phone calls. I got to make 50 phone calls. Fine. Okay. If I get that, I get the 10 people to the event. Now, when I get the 10 people to the event, how many people gonna sign up? Right? So out of 10, if 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10, let's say 3 out of 10 sign up. If not that day, one day, but 3 out of 10 sign up, you're batting 30%. You're batting 20 on the invite, you're batting 30 on the sign up, right? And so you know your numbers. Now, remember, this is why you should also get your month at a glance calendar, because that month at a glance calendar is your calculator. That month at a glance calendar, when you see those circles on your calendar every day, if you go back to the mentorship factory training that I did, I talked about the circles on the calendar. So on those month at a glance calendars, you open them up from day 1 all the way to day 30, you see a little box. In that box, you put a little circle. And there you go. In that circle, what you're gonna do is you want to make sure you put how many guests showed up, how many people signed up. And so you start to see, every week what your numbers are. You can start to calculate every week what your numbers are. So by the end of the month, you see what your numbers are. Next month, you can see what to expect if you did the exact same, work ethic. Have the same exact work ethic. You get the same exact production. Okay, so now it tells you need to turn up the volume with the activity, and it also tells you that you need to turn up the volume when it comes to developing your skill set. Y'all think about this for a second. Rod, how long you been here?
About a month and a half.
About a month and a half. And a month and a half, you see me do maybe 4 presentations.
Yes, sir.
All right. My presentation is never the same, is it? It's always different, a little bit different. It's always something a little bit different, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm always evolving my presentation, my conversation. And JC said, man, I need you to do a presentation. I was like, Brand, I don't know nothing about no solar. You want me to present about solar? All right, bro, I'll do it. I can point and read. It's all good. So I started pointing and reading because it's no biggie. You just pointing and reading, right? And so, but while I'm pointing and reading, I'm over here also researching because I know what's on the slides, but I also need to know what the people need to hear. I'm listening to Jabari, I'm listening to Idris, I'm listening to JC, I'm listening to all these solar people, I'm listening to Matt, I'm listening to Chris McHenry, I'm listening to all these hunters, right? All these killers over here on solar. And so I'm listening now, I'm adding stuff that they're saying to my presentation. I'm adding the understanding, most importantly. Now I can communicate, from a consumer mindset or from a builders or mentors mindset. Okay. but those presentations are always evolving. My information is always evolving. Like Rod, you was at the event. You heard Danny say on stage, they're already paying for solar. When he said that, it was a wrap at that point in time. That Tuesday I got back, that was in my presentation. Was it or was it not?
Yes, sir.
It was in my presentation that Tuesday. I didn't wait. I put stuff, I add stuff to my presentation is always evolving. My conversation is always evolving. So when a person is talking to me, I have to tell them I'm not a solar pro at some point in time because I brought my conversation along, so well that they get to start talking high end stuff. No, man, hold on. I'm gonna need you to talk to somebody else. I'm not that guy. I'm a builder. I'm not a solar guy. Give me a minute. So hold on, I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? So let me stop. It's like me learning Spanish. Like I've been learning Spanish, and if you give me a chance to think about what I say, process the information I speak first, I'm gonna have to tell you, hey, look, I don't speak Spanish. I'm just playing. You know what I mean? Because I've learned enough to be dangerous from the start, the first 2 or 3 sentences, but then after that, okay. Tranquilo, papi. Hey, espero un momento. Wait, I'll be back. I got somebody for you. Hold on. So, but you got to continue to build on this thing, man, every day. Like I've literally, ever since y'all seen me say subs, you know what I'm saying, at the very first, the launch event, when we had that September event, and I'm like, nobody here really knows what they had their hands on. This is a gold mine, like really a gold mine. And I'm gonna just say, if I was a different person, um, if I was just like a person who really didn't care about anybody but myself and my group, I would have never came to the stage and told y'all that. You have people in companies like that. You have people in this company like that, right? So, because people are people, human beings are human beings. You're gonna find them everywhere you go. You're gonna find good and bad, like you got them in your family. Good and bad human beings. It's just what it is. But imagine if I don't say anything about subs at this point, and I just keep it to myself. We're a solar company that have water, right? We 100% solar, and by the way, we got water and we got security. But that would be the premise of what where we're at. And so, but that evolution and the people opening up their eyes and that conversation continuing to grow, when it comes to subscriptions, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a little secret that most of the people ain't ready for. Smart Money is going to be the biggest subscription-based builder that y'all have on this platform. Yeah, you'll make more money per sale in solar and water, stuff like that, but you won't do half as much damage as you will, when it comes to Smart Money. Let me share with you why. Like I said, the average age on this call, I'm looking at the average age on this call right now is about 59. No, I'm just kidding. The average age on this call right now is about 40 years old, right? And so the people who are on this call, your friends are 40 years old and 45 years old and 50 years old. So if your friends are 45 and 50 years old and they've been through life right now, they realize something very, very, very important, that they don't have it together economically and financially. They don't. The masses don't have it together economically and financially, and they'd rather talk about money than they'd rather talk about water, then they rather talk about solar. Then they really talk, like they'll talk about security stuff like that. But yeah, the money is what they need. The money is what they're more interested in, and it's easier for them to get to it because it's only $200, and they don't have to buy a system on financing or anything like that. I'm telling y'all better pay attention to the words of Chris Tucker. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I'm telling you, Smart Money Club is going to help me get my subscriptions to $250,000 a month in income real fast. As soon as they've already started doing the presentations and stuff like that. As soon as they get this thing rocking, they start filling everything out, and they let this thing go. They turn the lights on that thing. It's going to be a problem. It is going to be a really big problem, which means that we're in a really good place because we have a lot of great stuff to offer, the people all around the world. But man, if you really think about this thing again, you're thinking based on quantity decisions that other people are making for you. The hype around solar, the presentation is so solar based that you can't help but consume your thoughts with solar. Water is there. I have a water machine that I bought from the company. I have solar panels that I bought from the company, right? I got Ripple is on the way to my house as we speak, right? But I'm putting all my eggs, like I'm not talking about like the that basket, that subscription basket. That's gonna watch. Watch. Y'all better. I'm gonna tell you the first thing y'all all need to do, 100% of y'all. If you haven't done it already, if you haven't sat down with Carl Grande, is it Carlos Grande already? Me and my wife have an appointment for him already. But if you have, regardless of where you're at financially, regardless of where you're at financially, you should actually go sit down with him. One, so you know what the company offers. Two, so you can get a different perspective on where you're at. You might find out something that might add a little bit of financial nugget to what you got going on already. But you need to know what the experience is that we're offering people. And don't let people use the fact that I'm in debt right now. I don't have any extra money coming in and I'm hemorrhaging in my finances right now. That's fine. Go sit down and talk to the man. As some people who felt like that they walked out of there paying like they walked out of there investing $50 a month. Some invested nothing, but at the end of the day, they got the experience and went and sold someone on some stuff. Yeah. And so everybody, guys, we talk about being a product of the product, that's important, but this is nothing. A consultation is free. Don't 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 do that with your business. Make sure you go and sit down with Carlos Grande, make an appointment for Carlos Grande right away, and tell your team to do the same exact thing and figure out who does it or not. Because this is also, I'm gonna tell you, Jabari, pay attention to who does it or not. Because remember, this is the thing about mentorship, guys. And I'll open up for another question. Then I'll also turn it back over to the people who are running the panel because I don't want to take up anybody else's time. This is not my platform. This is not my event. But you know, there's no shortage of mentors, guys. There's only a shortage of people who understand the value of what a mentor brings to the table. That's why mentors don't give their time away. That's why they charge you, so you understand how valuable their time really is. So you have a person who has made millions of dollars in 3 different industries, okay? And they're giving you some free advice about a free service and a free opportunity for you to build your business on a high level. You should take it. So Jabari, what you do is you pay attention who said, hey, look, I got my appointment already. My appointment is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is with Carlos. And then if they're your leaders, find out how many of them, have people in their group that have appointments as well. Okay. That'll show you where your 20%ers are. It'll show you where your 80%ers are. The 80%ers won't do it. And they'll make up a reason why. That's fine. You just need to identify them. You'll still love them. But you just need to identify who you're working with based on, I identify people who takes instructions or not, by people who apply what I teach or not. And that's how I disseminate who gets my time the next time or not. Okay. I didn't ask you if you needed the service. I just suggest that you go and sit down for a consultation. Right. And so that's the thing that I want to share with you guys right now. Pay attention as they build out their smart money program. That's going to make you a ton of money over time because people are hurting. Like I said on the presentation last Tuesday that I did, how many people you feel like that's in California right now that lost a house and a job the same night, woke up with no business, no company that they work for because it burned down, no house that they live in. How many of those people do you believe wish they had 10, 15, 20, $30,000 a month coming in residual income right now? Okay. So there's a huge need for financial education out there. There's a huge need for access to people who need financial empowerment and get their life back on the right track financially. And so Winston Navarro, the CEO of your company, that's his baby. That's his focus. So it's just like I focus on what Warren Buffett focuses on. I also focus on what Mr. Navarro focuses on because I know that's where his money, his time, his resources, his energies are going to go. It's not about me. None of these ideas mine, but this money going to be. So take that how you want to take it. But I take advice from people I trade places with. Sorry. That's just it is. If they give me ethical, sound advice, when I don't have to cheat anybody out of anything and manipulate anybody into doing anything, that's good sound advice. Okay. So, Jabari, Rod, y'all, where we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Wow, powerful. Any last questions from Mr.
It's a
Bean?
question in the chat. It says, after you have prospected friends, family, social media, how do you find strangers to increase numbers?
Okay. So first of all, the process of, let's get through that part. So the first part, when I have people and I teach people how to prospect friends and family, I have a incremental process. Like, let's go talk to 5 people and come back and talk to me. Tell me how that conversation went. Tell me, what did you say to those 5 people? And then tell me, what did they say? Did they say they're gonna get on the call? Or did they say they're gonna get, they set an appointment? Did they give you a bill? Right? So you find out what they said, right? And tell them, don't embellish on nothing. Tell me the exact truth. What did you say exactly? What did they say exactly? Okay. Because what happens is this: when in network marketing, they tell you you're gonna make a list and then they turn you loose. And you go and destroy, it's like you go, through your list like a wildfire. You literally, you go and ruin every opportunity to ever come back and talk to that person again because you say everything wrong. Right? You get no coaching. And so send a person out. Well, first of all, I teach people how to have calling parties before they even make a phone call a lot of times. I make sure I go over the script with them before they even make a phone call, right? I prep them because if I don't prep them, their failure falls on me. Okay? That's why I said, let's start here first. Okay? And then once they go through that 5, they come back. We had that conversation. We get some coaching going. So, okay, well, great. Go do 10. Now that you got some coaching, now that you made some tweaks, go do 10. And once they do 10, we come back, have that conversation again, and we make our final tweaks or whatever. And then I turn them loose because at that point in time, they're good to go. Okay. Now, you do it that way, you'll never run out of people because you make far few mistakes and you have a lot more people coming in, getting started. And when they're coming in, getting started, now that time that you would use most of the time on making phone calls is now building people, and you're making phone calls sparingly. Okay. But for somebody who's been all the way through their list, um, yeah, at that point in time, for me, I'm probably going, straight to social media right away, and I'm coming up with some scripts on how to get people on the phone right away, or how to get people, on an event, or how to have a conversation just to get people into conversation mode right away. I'm also looking at some other alternative, routes. So for me, this depends on what situation I'm in. If I got time, I'm taking the social media route. If I don't have time and it's a dire need or whatever, I'm probably gonna go knock on some doors or do something that's gonna make me extremely uncomfortable. I'm probably gonna go get a lead generating system or something like that for somebody who's doing it big and working it, who can help me out. Just whatever. It's just because there's so much out there, like the real estate stuff that we got going on with the company. You can buy real estate leads, or you can learn how to contact real estate companies and get the code. For me, the cold calling for professionals, that's probably going to be the easiest thing. And I just thought about that. That's probably going to be even before social media. While I'm using social media and I'm cultivating conversations and relationships on social media, and pulling some people who are ready to have a business conversation to a presentation. I'm now I'm starting to call these people who are roofers, electricians, plumbers, landscapers, realtors, insurance people, mortgage people. I'm calling all these people who are in the home solutions arena, in a home essentials arena. I'm calling them because they're easy to call. They have the same clients that I do. They all have roofs. They all have roofs. They all have a need for more money. Like I said, they understand the referral fees that come with what they do, and so that's not a hard conversation. It's nothing hard about having a conversation with somebody about adding $3,000 per transaction to their bottom line, when they ain't got to do anything except for go back and call somebody they've already done business with. There's nothing hard. And again, when you come across people like that see that's hard, and you get a whole lot of rejection on that, it just means that you need to work on you. That's it, because you got people right now who are bringing on realtors like it's nobody's business. Like they're bringing on, builders. They're bringing on all these different people, professionals who actually have books of business, that they roofers they're bringing these people on, and because what we do makes sense. So the cool part about what we do, again, this is a thing that you never ever run out of money. Never ever run out of assets in. A person who runs out of assets in this industry is not in business. That person is I don't know what they're doing with their time. All right. So get better at communicating, get better at cold calling, get better at scripting, and start calling people who are in these offices that have, again, landscapers, painters, make ready people, remodelers, interior design people, home improvement people, anybody and everybody. Get on the phone with them folks and start having phone conversations and be okay with being bad before you because remember, you have to go through the repetitions to reflect on what you could have said different or what you shouldn't have said at all, or how you could have said it better. Get in there and go to work. Just go in there and make it happen. Go in there and have them phone calls, but have big posture, have big belief. Just believe in what you're saying, even if you don't know what you're saying. Believe that them doing business with you is the best move they could have made, and it'll change their life in 2025 if they partner with you, period. If that's all you say that they get, if that's all you say, even if you say it without saying it, make sure they get that part. Hopefully that answers your question.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Bean. Man, we appreciate you. Can we put some love in the chat for Mr. Bean? Thank you so much. Man, we got one more session after this, but I want to put up a slide right quick, Mr. Bean. We know you are on a world tour here, and we want to share this slide right quick here.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all welcome. Y'all welcome.
There you go, Mr. Bean.
There it is.
Words about that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So guys, again, even if you're not in those cities, send people, because this is the thing, the system will work for you. Have them ask for me if they don't have anybody to ask for, and let them know that, hey, just tell them that Rod sent you, tell them that John sent you, tell them that Todd sent you, tell them that Ben sent you, whatever it is, whoever you are, send them to the event, and we will make sure that they get taken care of. All right. Ain't no stealing people around me. I catch people stealing people at these events, I'm kicking you out the company, period. I'll make sure we don't do that around here. We don't play like that. So your people, you don't have to worry about them, while they're at the event. You just got to worry about the fact that they get there. So 25th, we'll be in Denver, Colorado. February 1st, we'll be in Houston, and then February 8th, we'll be on Maryland in College Park area. So I look forward to serving you guys. And thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you. And it's been a pleasure. Yeah,
thank you.
Good one.
Woo, thank you. Can y'all come off mute and show some love to Mr.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
PP.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate
Have a good
you.
one, guys.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
I got chills.
Real fire, bro.
Got chills.
Happy birthday,
Got
Miss
chills
B.
too.
Let her know.
Extremely prolific. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you.
The best stuff I've ever heard in my life. I'm telling you what.
Wow, that was
Brought
amazing.
tears to my eyes.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was
You're
fire.
not worthy.
Woo, no, but I'm telling you, I got to stand to my feet, stand. Salute.
That was
It's
excellent.
Rod, it's
Seriously,
you.
excellent.
Rod, you gotta change that number now.
Blessings, man.
Been in a lot of
I need
organizations.
breaks.
That's the
I
best I've
need
heard.
another fire extinguisher.